You've been told that marsupials are the underdogs of the animal kingdom, but history proves that wrong. Forget everything you know about cute, burrowing wombats. Imagine a 2-ton, fur-clad behemoth with chisel-like tusks and claws the size of scythes thundering across the Australian outback. This isn't a myth, it's the Diprotodon. This monstrous titan turned the Ice Age into a landscape of pure, prehistoric power, ruling the ancient bush with absolute authority for over 2 million years. To understand the scale of this beast, you have to look at its modern cousin. The common Australian backyard wombat is a small, cuddly ball of fur. But the Diprotodon was a car-sized powerhouse that stood as tall as a man at the shoulder, weighing more than a rhinoceros. It was a hulking fortress of muscle and bone. Supporting a 6,000-pound frame required a total skeletal redesign. Evolution transformed a digging-based frame into 4 massive, pillar-like limbs. These biological pillars supported a robust, wide pelvis and a skull built like a battering ram, capable of withstanding massive physical stress. Recent DNA sequencing reveals the precise moment this lineage diverged from modern wombats, trading the underground life for megafauna status. Its most fearsome tools were its massive twin incisors. These chisel-like teeth were ever-growing, designed to grind through the toughest Australian scrub. Operating like a living lawnmower, the Diprotodon consumed up to 150 kilograms of vegetation every single day to fuel its bulk. Its most brilliant evolutionary secret was the rear-facing pouch. A trait kept from its ancestors, it became essential for protecting young in dusty environments. This prevented dirt and debris from entering the pouch while the mother rooted through the outback, ensuring the single joey remained safe and clean. Recent 2025 fossil scans of the nasal cavity have revealed a biological anomaly. These giants possessed a super-powered sense of smell. They used this advanced olfactory system to navigate the arid plains, tracking water sources and lush groves from miles away with pinpoint accuracy. Chemical signatures found in their fossilized teeth reveal an epic secret. The Diprotodon was a seasonal migrant, trekking hundreds of miles each year. They performed long-distance, round-trip migrations to track the shifting resources of a continent caught in the grip of the Ice Age. Visualize the ancient Australian landscape, a world shifting from lush, deep green forests to expansive, treacherous salt pans that define their world. Walking with their feet turned permanently inward, these pigeon-toed giants left massive tracks across the mud of drying Miocene lakes. Mass trackway sites reveal complex social herd behaviors. They traveled in groups, providing a critical survival advantage in a resource-scarce landscape. Despite its size, the Diprotodon lived in a world of apex killers. It shared the ancient bush with nightmares like the venomous Megalania. Imagine a 2-ton fortress staring down a giant lizard twice its size. The sheer bulk of a healthy adult made it nearly untouchable for most solitary hunters. But the marsupial lion, Thylacoleo, was a specialist. Deep, blade-like tooth marks found on fossils prove these predators targeted the giant herds. The Diprotodon was no gentle herbivore. It was a hulking fortress of muscle and bone, using its massive frame to defend against the continent's deadliest ambushers. They functioned as ecosystem engineers. By consuming massive amounts of vegetation, they cleared paths and maintained the health of the open woodlands. But the world was changing. Global cooling triggered an ecological squeeze, turning Australia's lush interior into a permanent rain shadow. As the lakes dried, many herds were caught in the mud. Sites like Lake Calabana reveal the somber remains of hundreds of titans trapped in a drought. Then came the first human arrivals. Evidence suggests they coexisted for millennia, but hunting and habitat firing accelerated the titans' decline. The Diprotodon lives on in indigenous oral history as the Australian bunyip, a terrifying water spirit guarding the ancient billabongs of the outback. Stories of the Yamudi connect these physical remains to a deep, cultural memory of a time when giants truly ruled the Australian wilds. The legacy of Australia's largest marsupial reminds us that nature's most bizarre experiments leave the most fascinating footprints in the fossil record. If you enjoyed this deep dive into this Australian giant wombat, Hit like, subscribe, and let us know which prehistoric powerhouse we should deconstruct next.